What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Lash Journey podcast. Today, I'm going to give you an update on how my time at LashCon went. So, LashCon was in Anaheim this last, I think I'm like still recovering from it. I got there on the 13th. It was from the 14th through the 16th. The 13th was the big white party that Gretchen is the CEO of my brand Lash. We threw the white party, the opening night party for LashCon, and oh my God, I am still reeling from it. I honestly, I can't even believe it. When we were planning everything, all of the details, we were meeting weekly, and we knew that we wanted to bring this elevated, classy, party to LashCon, and we had the idea to have everybody wear white, like, Kardashian, Hamptons vibes. And I am just so impressed with how everybody showed up. Like, first of all, we were told that there would be maybe like 400 people. There had to be more than that. I can't put my finger on the number of people, but I was just looking around and I'm like, okay, this is way more than 400 people. And the craziest part about it is about like 98% of the people were literally all decked out in white. And it was so cool to see that everybody actually showed up that way. You were walking through the Hilton, like this huge, huge, hotel and venue. And it was really cool to just be able to see, like, oh, that person's wearing white. They must be a lash artist. They must be here for LashCon. And we were all kind of collectively coming together to kick off the weekend, and it just did not disappoint. I'm really, really grateful for that. Really grateful for Gretchen that everything went smoothly. And yeah, so hopefully we will get to do something like that again next year. If you went, please let me know what you thought about it, what you thought about all of the little details that we had. If we do run that next year, oh my gosh, I know we're going to make it, even bigger and better. So I literally can't wait for that. But let's talk about the weekend in general. I went last year, and I have to say that this year was just like everything went off without a hitch. It was like new. I thought that every little detail was, well done when it came to even just the trade show. The trade show was beautiful. Like all of the brands went all out. They had like these super big beautiful build outs for some of the different lash brands, and it was just really cool to see all the effort that was put into there. I know that a lot of my lash brand friends had a really great time there with their sales, and everybody was selling out. It was great to see, and I was just really impressed by the quality of the booths this year. And it made me want to walk around to every single booth and meet who was there. And who knows, maybe next year you will see me at a booth. I felt like it could be the perfect opportunity just to be there, help salon owners. And yeah, so I'm excited about that. Already talking about that in the works. I am having serious LashCon FOMO. I call it the LashCon scaries. Whenever LashCon is done, it takes like freaking 2 weeks to recover. I feel like I know all of my friends I've been talking to that went were all still kind of brain dead from it, but that's just because there is so much information and knowledge that you have to soak up in a whole weekend. But the connections that are made, I really credit going to LashCon last year as what really set me up for having some of the best relationships that I have today. And you go there, you nurture that. It's just a place for everybody in the industry to come and just have fun and let loose a little bit. I know that for some of the speakers and everything, it can get a little bit stressful, but I think at the end of the day, if we just think about why we're there, and it's community. It's about building a community, and getting to see people that all have the same interests as you. I think that being in my 30s now, it has become very apparent to me. Like, I have my best friends that I grew up with, and I love them so much. Don't get me wrong, but I think when you find these connections later in life, after you've already kind of established yourself and planted yourself, and then you find people that have the same like minded interests as you and are either at your same level or even above, like people that can actually inspire you and motivate you to grow, I think that that's priceless. And I wouldn't have found that in this industry if it hadn't been for going to LashCon last year and all of the other trade shows and events that I went to this past year. So if you're listening and you're on the fence or you feel that maybe you're afraid to go because you're by yourself, I think that's the coolest time you can go because it's like you get there and you're like, it's now or never. I can either sit here and be by myself or I can meet people and I can kind of go with the flow and just really do something that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. That's something that I gave for the advice the night of the white party. Like, do something this weekend that makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable, that gets you out of your shell. Because I am like one of those um, extra introverted extroverts. That's what it is. And had I not like really just put myself out there and made these connections, I wouldn't have some of the really great friendships that I've started to build over the past year. So, just some food for thought. I know that I'm already thinking about the events that I want to go to this year coming up. I know Lash Boss is going to be in April again in Austin, like by far one of my favorite events. So I'm going to be at Lash Boss. I might even have a little surprise for you in the next coming episodes of another date that I want you guys to put on your calendar for Austin. Little hint, hint. But yeah, so that's gonna be April, and then, I am actually going to go on one of the Lash Boss retreats this year. Shelby, the Lash Boss, is going to be putting on these European lash retreats, and I've decided I'm gonna go to the Greece one. So I am super stoked about that. You have to look into it. There's Lash Boss Summit, the Lash Boss Retreat. Obviously, I'm going to be, attending LashCon next year. I am hoping that Wednesday um, does her um, does her stuff down in Houston again this year because that was really fun and just getting to connect with people. I think that, the coolest thing about not only connecting with peers, but it's like the speakers and the people that you get to hang with and learn from. Like everybody is so freaking down to earth. So, if you're a little bit nervous, just do it, man. Like just get the ticket, book it, go. Let's see what else. All right, let's talk about my favorite speakers at LashCon. I will soak up any and every single word that Michelle from PLA says. I got to listen to her at not only at the salon owners breakfast, so like Saturday, I woke up early, went to the salon owners breakfast, got to hear Michelle talk. I just respect her so much and the whole PLA team. Like they are it in our industry. I'm telling you, like they are just the happiest, most motivated people. The thing that sticks out to me most about them or why I feel so inspired by them is like you meet somebody from the PLA team and everybody just genuinely loves working there. They love working for Michelle. They love working for Caitlin. They are two really smart, intelligent, down to earth people. And it is just really cool to see how they have built such a huge, huge, massive empire in such a short period of time in our industry. And like the fact that they're just giving back to the community. They do, Paris pays your wheels. They just gave a girl $40,000. They help people back in Vietnam, the women back in Vietnam. Like their story is just so phenomenal. I swear, you guys, I'm writing this down right now. I'm gonna contact them later because I need to have them on the show for you just so you can hear how freaking cool they are. But I got to listen to them talk on Saturday. I got to listen to them talk on Sunday about building their dream team. And I was taking notes. I absolutely loved what they had to say. Obviously, Rihanna, she trademarks 5 ways to lash legally. I sat in on that. Always love to understand the legalities behind running a business. It's so important as business owners that you pour into that. I sat on a salon panel that my friend Shelby was on, and that was really nice too. I tried to go to all of the salon things that I could. I also sat in on Jody from Prolong Lash. She talked about building a team, motivating a team. So that was all great. by the end of, oh wait, Saturday night was the Vegas party. Okay, so we all dressed up, all got decked out. That was a lot of fun. Stayed until that night, like until the DJ stopped. And then I think we went out to a place afterwards. I forget exactly what it was called, but just hanging out with some other Lash artists late into the night. And then Sunday was more speakers. So, trade show, I was at the trade show for a while, speakers. And then that night, I was super pooped. I had dinner and I unfortunately didn't make it to the karaoke night. But I'm really sad about that because I have a lot of respect for Lindy, who is the CEO and founder of EBL. She's amazing. And I'm really mad I missed my friends singing. So next time I have to make sure that I, plan that out accordingly and get enough rest or get in a nap during the day. Seriously. Monday, there was a lot of great speakers too. I loved Jerisha Hawk. Like, oh my gosh, I hope she comes back next year. I have already been following her content for a really long time, and it was really cool to get her or hear her speak in person. And I also really liked this this talk that Tuss had with a chemist, a glue chemist, all about glue and the properties of glue and what affects it and what doesn't. I thought that was really interesting as well. I didn't get to sit in on a lot of artistry things, which I kind of regret. Um, I had like my whole schedule planned out as far as what I wanted to go to when, and I don't know. I think that I let my networking and hanging out with friends kind of um, unfortunately allow me to miss some of those things. So next year I'm on it. Like I'm going to have my schedule. I'm going to go to all the talks that I want to see, but hopefully I will get to meet a lot of you there next year too. I got to meet a lot of you here. It really warmed my heart. Those of you that came up to me and, mentioned my podcast. Oh my gosh. It was like, okay, I have to get on here and make sure that I keep giving you guys this content because it was really, really nice to know that I was actually making a difference for people and helping people. So thank you to those of you who came up and introduced yourself. But I will not talk your ear off anymore at this point. Obviously, I love LashCon, huge fan. If you have any questions or anything about any of the events coming up, or even if you're just nervous and want to know, what it's like going to them, please shoot me a message. I'm, all open for directing you into the things that I think might be good for you. So until next time, I will talk to you then. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Lash Journey podcast. See you guys later.